Hello, amazing viewers out there. Thank you so much. Um, for your patience. Originally the time was 7 o'clock, but due to a few technical reasons, we had to, reschedule 8 to 8 o'clock. So I do apologize, and we are back live on. I'm so privileged and also honored to interview one of the amazing, influential people in our time. And I'll say I'm not even worthy to talk about, her resume because she has achieved so much for herself. But I don't want to do it just in case I leave, the salient points um, on her resume because she has achieved a lot. So I'll just allow her to introduce herself. But before that, her name is Honourable Mrs. Hajia Alima Sajito-Saeed. So Hajia, welcome to the Inside View.
Thank you very much, Nana Higa. Happy to see you. I'm always looking up to see your beautiful face, and thank God today we have gotten the opportunity. So I'm grateful also. I'm grateful also for the platform you are providing me to also show what I've done and then see what people can do for all of us to impact better. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Before you go on, Hajia, please, anyone watching us online, could you please share, this video, share the link, and let's invite as many families, friends, our young girls to come and listen to our dear mother and learn and also be inspired by her. And I hope, by the end of this invite as many friends as you can. Thank you. And before that, I would like to thank a few sponsors who have actually come my way and who are actually making this program so amazing. My makeup was provided by Creations by Viva. And for it's nice to sit with your family to chill. I mean, when you come to Bradford, there's an African cuisine called that's nice. And also, if you want to help your daughter or your son to improve on academics, there's also an online mass tutoring called Masterclass. So you can pick the number from the screen, and trust me, when you call them, your child's life will never be the same. Yeah. So back, Hajia,
Yes.
I'll say that we've read so much, about you. You've done, amazing. Your resume. I mean, it's so loaded that I feel so unworthy. Trust me, it's so I feel so worthy to describe who you are. So, in your own words, who is Hajia Alima Sajito-Saeed? Who are you?
Thank you very much. Hajia Alima Sajito-Saeed is a simple woman that lives in northern region. That's the northern part of Ghana. She's passionate about what she does. She's married and she's also very highly educated. And she has always given herself out for people to learn from. She's very approachable. She's very welcoming. Her relationships are good. She just know how to make people around her happy. That is Hajia Alima.
Hajia.
Yes.
I know, I know you don't want to say anything, but trust me, by the end
Yes.
of the interview, we'll get to know, so much
Yes.
about you. Before we
Yeah.
go on, I would like to say a big congratulations, on your recent award. I know you've won so many awards, but then your recent
Yes,
award,
I have.
the Humanitarian
Yes.
Global Awards,
Yes. Yes.
as one of the game changers. So, viewers, if you're watching us, we have Ajia's picture,
Hey, see.
trophy. Yes, with her trophy, he's well celebrated, and he's one of the. She is well celebrated, and she's one of the game changers in Ghana. So congratulations once again, Hajia.
Thank you
And
very much.
yeah,
You've really done research to be able to pull
oh
out
yeah,
this one, yeah?
oh yes, oh yes. I
Oh
mean, there's
yes,
more coming.
your network is powerful.
Thank you. There's more coming, so don't worry. Hajia's sole interest is just
Yeah.
coaching young women to facilitate champions for change and ensuring gender and social inclusion in development initiatives. So, in short, that's what Hajia does better.
Yes.
Hajia,
Yes.
I know we've had a lot of women who've actually gone ahead of you in this area of women or girl women empowerment.
Yeah.
So for you, have you drawn any professional inspiration? And if you have, tell us someone who has really inspired you.
Yeah, that's true. Like you said, that my specialty or my interest area has been always to see that young girls are given the opportunity to succeed Hello. I think
Yes,
we went off.
now. Yes. Yeah, you're back on now. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Continue. Sorry.
Yeah. So for me, yes, I'm saying that I don't believe in people saying the environment limits them, even though it's true, depending on the circumstances. But I always believe in using myself, having come from a Zongo development, a Zongo area, and making it that it is possible that the environment can also have opportunities for you, depending on how you look at it. So in doing that, growing up, I've always looked up to women that are within the Muslim community that are striving because, we have more challenges than if you look at the other side. So people, in our time, you just cannot say I'm looking up to somebody. But as I've been growing up in the UN system, you're having Muslim women like Amina, the deputy secretary. We look up to her to be able to also show that it's possible as a Muslim woman, even in marriage, you can go high. So there are very few, but at least we have inspiration from them and we are moving on. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Hajia, where did you
Yes.
grow up?
I
So
grew
what
up
kind
in
of family?
yes, for me,
What
I'm
family
Accra
name?
born.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Alima was born in Accra. I've been born in Accra. I grew up in Accra. When I was 16 years, then I left Accra for the north. That is when I was to go to St. Francis Girls Secondary School in Jirapa. That was my first time having come to the north. And since then, I've been in the north. I finished secondary school in the north, went to sixth form in the north. Then I came back, went to university for development studies. Then I went to study masters in London. Then I came back. Then I've married in the north. I've been in the north. I've set up an NGO working and reaching out people in the north. So everything about me now is north.
Wow.
But I have a lot of advocacy work I do, and that takes me outside north to regions, to a lot of the regions, depending on who invites me to come and impact lives, impact young people. So basically, I have access to almost everybody that called me, the whole region nationally. So I travel to a lot of the regions. Basically, I know every region.
Wow. Wow. So in your own words, because we've actually read so much about women empowerment, but then
Yeah,
in your
basically,
own
I know every region because of the work I do and my accessibility, and then the need for me to also reach out to people in the region to be able to also impact lives. So basically,
we do apologize for the network issues. It will be resolved shortly.
yeah, hello.
Yeah.
So the network is not helping, but we will be managing as we move along. Yeah. So, like I said, I am basically, if you by location, you can always find me in the north. But by work, I think my work goes beyond the north. Yeah.
Wow.
That's just what I can say. And I work basically with a lot of young people. I work with women. And what I also realize is that working with young people means that you are really transforming the next generation. Because the generation we have now, basically, they are at where they are. You can do very little sometimes to be able to influence them, but you can influence the next generation with your ideas, with your thinking, with your experience. So the focus now is how do we build the next generation to become better? to
Interesting.
become the future that we are all looking out for. So basically, so my attention basically is on that. That's why my special interest is on coaching young people, especially females, because in the work we do, I've realized that there's a lot of gap in terms of how young girls have, what the type of information young people have, the type of mentoring young people have, the exposure young females people have against even young male boys. So these are things that you need to be very intentional about it, which I've done. I'll be very intentional about what I do is working with young girls to make sure that they grow up to be very empowered and have make the purposeful and informed decisions and choices to be able to be better, which I do, and I'm very intentional and very passionate and deliberate about it. I don't negotiate that for anything. Yes.
Thank you. I'm so happy
Yeah.
that you are so intentional in working with
Yeah.
young people. So, you are basically, an advocate for women empowerment, isn't it? So, in
Yes, I
your own
am.
way, how would you describe women empowerment?
Yeah, for me, women
And why should
empowerment.
women be empowered? And why should women be empowered?
For me, women empowerment has to do with getting them. It's a process that has no. It's not an event you just do and end. It is a process that you do to make sure that you are putting women in a situation to be able to be purposeful about themselves, make informed decisions. At the end of the day, decisions that come back to give them sustainable benefit. For me, that's the way I simply put it. So everything I do is about making sure that when I'm talking about empowerment, I'm talking about empowering women with the right information, whether practical needs that they will need to be able to access. I'll give them the information which they need to do that, whether it's for their strategic intervention that they are looking for. So I give them information that makes them to see themselves as relevant,
Good.
and with relevance they are able to make decisions. And also for me, empowerment is getting people in a position to be very active when it comes to the position of decision making, so that they are just not there where whatever they are saying becomes noise, but it becomes such so powerful that it can always be considered because of the kind of empowerment information they have given. So for me, for empowerment, it just, I do it with the fact that in combination with exposure, so that as I give people information, I also create linkages for them to be exposed to other opportunities and other potentials and other linkages that they can use to really build that kind of sustainable empowerment. So that at the end of the day, they can be very strong to the extent that when they are winning, they win all front. They
Good.
win all front at every discussion level. At family level, they can manage their families to succeed. They can manage their careers to succeed. They can, so if it's societal roles they are playing, they play it to the best of their ability because they understand what they are talking about and they understand the end results. Because at the end of the day, it's the end goal that matters to everybody. And the end goal is what, because women play social reproductive responsibility, and with that responsibility, they do it best if they are empowered. They do it best if they are well informed. They do it best when the enabling environment is so strong and powerful and attractive such that they do it with the happiness and commitment that it needs to.
That's amazing.
So they don't do it under duress, they do it with happiness.
Plainly, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I like the way you work with the grassroots and you are so intentional about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've seen that you serve on so many boards, international, platforms, national platforms.
Yeah.
And, one
Yes.
just wants to find out, what is, the support structure, at home for you like? Because being a mother, being a full-time worker, how do you juggle all these things?
Yeah.
Because in anyone actually watching us, wanting to be like Hajia, we need you to tell us how you manage all these things, and you do it so well. How do you do it?
Yeah, it's true. What I do and I do well is because I respect the social support systems very well. I believe that as a woman, you must succeed, but you have to succeed when others support you to succeed. So I respect the social structure and the social system that I operate in. So if you come to me, my house, I realize that 24 hours is what we all have. And within 24 hours, it's basically 8 hours that probably I have to be active as worker. And I have family responsibility to do. I also have social responsibility. So I just will need to commit and support and respect the social system that support that I'm having. So at each time in my house, I'm supporting people are also supporting me back. Yeah,
Wow.
so yeah, that is it. And that one, like, there are some words that usually every platform I tell people that in the system where we find ourselves, we have family and the family is the family. You cannot be very effective at your work site if your family is failing.
Good.
So if you recognize that means that whatever you are doing, you do all this thing with the family also as in front of you. Because you would like to do all this thing, and when you turn back, you need to have people who will say, yes, we are there for you. And to do that means that you need to respect the social structure. How do I do this? I have a husband that is I have a political husband, but he also realized my potentials. He's ready always to support me. I have a family that believe that this woman, that is her passion. She doesn't do this for money. She just go and talk to young people and she's happy. You just see her, I can be anywhere, but when young people call me and I can make time, I will go. I can excuse. If I was doing a family work, the other family members are ready to take up that responsibility and let me go and serve. So I give them that respect for the contribution they provide for me. So there's role share, and I also give back to them because I need to respect them so that areas that if I'm not busy and I need to do my responsibility as a wife, I do it so that when the day come and I have to go somewhere, they agree that no, it's because she has this to do, so we can fill the gap. But so I don't always give excuse when there's no need to give excuse. I don't do that. So I will do that, and then I make sure that all those that are supporting me in the process of filling my gaps as a wife responsibility, those who are doing, like, I need to cook, I need to wash, I need to make sure that I attend social programs. So if I have people that are doing that for me, it's just proper that I respect them and I give back. How do I give back? Some of them, if it is about bringing people that are needy and I need to support them go to school. So I do that, they also fill up my responsibility part for me. So there is more of a balancing game that we play. You serve me, I serve you, I serve you kind of thing. Yeah, and then we all do this with serious mutual respect. I do not underrate any single contribution of anybody in my house, in my life, right from my own family support system as my side, my husband family. I don't joke with them because of that, everybody within the family is ready to support me, just and so that they can free myself with some time to do what I know how to do best. So basically, that's how I manage my 24 hours in a day, making sure that what is I can do, I do. What somebody can do, I respect the person, and I improve relationship to the extent that the person would like to serve me without complaint. Yes. And I'm very conscious about the kind of relationship I build with people because I believe people matter. And because people matter, because people matter, anybody is important at each time of my life. So because of that, I'm able to do this thing. People ask me, Hajia, do you rest? I say I rest. I rest because of the way I've portioned my house, the way I've been intentional about who is supporting me, who is not supporting me, how I'm also supporting back the person, and how we are all relating. I don't disrespect anybody that is in my house. I don't disrespect anybody that is in my office. So that even with the office, if you are not able to manage it in such a way that you cannot always do, because a lot more of the things I do is outside my official work, office work. Because yeah, sometimes in a Saturday like this, I can attend like 5 youth programs. I'll go here, do my delivery there, go here, do my delivery. Because everybody wants me to be there, and I just cannot disappoint somebody, especially Because sometimes I sit and say, for somebody to sit and say, oh, let's invite Hajia for this, the person has thought through it.
Yeah.
Has thought through it and has seen that, oh, with what we want to do, I think the first person that can impact us will be Hajia. So let's get her on board. So I really have time for those things, and I will make sure that if it is going to conflict, I will tell you that this is going to conflict. So how do we manage it? Sometimes we all do a negotiation and do more of a win-win and a balancing game for each of us to win. Because I win by being happy when you are happy. When I go to talk to young people and I finish, they pull me around. Oh, Hajia, can I have your number? Hajia, can we take picture? It makes me happy. It makes me happy, and I see that again because I see it as it will be elongating my lifestyle. I like it. So as I have come, I'm happy. You have also taken the knowledge that you want from me, and then we are all happy.
That's
You get
amazing.
it. So basically, that's how I manage my life, and I do so many things at a time because I've been learning a lot to be very efficient. So I don't waste a lot of my time.
Yeah.
Efficiency is something that I don't negotiate.
So it's
So
all
when I'm
about,
going, yeah, I
it's all
don't know
about
because
getting,
I know
it's,
that I really have very limited time to reach more people, to impact. So because of that, I just do not waste a lot of time. So if I'm going for a program, Ghana time, they'll give you 9 o'clock. Sometimes you go, we'll start like 10. So I'll go with another program to be doing whilst waiting. So that so if I need to write a report for somebody or something, so when I go and be waiting within that one, at least I'll be filling that space so that I don't lose much time. So basically, I'm just very intentional about managing my time and very intentional about the kind of relationship I have and how I keep it. I don't know how to break relationships because for me, every time of somebody's life, you may need a person no matter what. So all these things help me
that's
a lot, especially the relationship that I've established. My networks are strong. My support system is very strong because I really respect that. I'm a very social person. I just don't negotiate family.
wow.
I do all these things, but I do not negotiate family. Family is
Wow.
very important for me, and I
Um,
really respect every family member of mine because I feel that, especially if you have children, the children are always looking up to you. You say, I'm going here, and they don't get sick. Because if the children begin to get sick, you can't do anything. So, for the fact that they are ready to say that you go and then they are happy, you come back, they are still fine, it means that they're also sacrificing a lot for you.
yes.
So you
Yes.
need to pick that one as well and notice that. If you have a husband that doesn't care that, oh, this woman is traveling, people will be saying, why is your woman doing this, and the person, it means it's also losing something. So you need to give back by respecting that and
Mm,
recognizing it at each opportunity you get. If you have your in-laws that will always even support you, when you say, oh, when there's a program that they know that, oh, Ajia, they'll call you and say, oh, Ajia, we have this program. You say, oh, but the first question will be, are you in town?
mm,
Yes, yes. So if you say you're not in town, they say, oh, we have this program, but you don't worry. So that sacrifice they're also doing
yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
need to respect that and you
Yeah.
to appreciate that. So when it comes for you giving back to them, you give it back. So basically, that's how I juggle all these things. And I'm so far, I don't have any serious issues.
That's
Because I do it and do
yeah.
it well. I believe
Um,
in what I do.
I've learned so much,
Yes,
from just what you said, time management, respect, building
yes,
strong relationships, right
yeah,
networks, and surrounding yourself with the right people, and also giving back. Uh, you know, uh, just back to society. Hajia, since you work with
yeah.
a lot of women from different backgrounds, different tribes, and different, like from all walks of life, I mean, what kind of advice will you give to women, or how can women work across divides of opinion without alienating people or upsetting, women? Because there's a saying that, women, like we are our own enemies. It's so difficult. But here you are working with women all the time, young, old, your age mates. How have you
Yeah.
been able to work across divides of opinion without still maintaining all these strong networks? How have you been able to do that? Because we are all
Yeah.
learning from you today.
No, that's a very valid point that you made there. That That kind of negative thinking of women are their own enemies everywhere. Sometimes you wonder whether it's true. Sometimes to some behaviors and some situation can let you yourself as a woman begin to even think that it's true. But I don't believe those things. I have been very conscious about the kind of relationship I build. I always understand people. I just don't give, normally I don't assume when people give me some kind of feedback or response. I don't assume. I always would like to go beyond to interpret the kind of thing. Probably something is not working.
Yeah.
I'm not that type that easily get angry with people. So everywhere I go, every people like me. I remember the like Tamale like this or where I am, I can just enter a workshop and when I just enter everybody, oh Hajia has come, Hajia has come. One time I was in the workshop, somebody came back. I think that person was there was the first day the person saw me. The person came and said, ah, are you are Hajia? I say yes. How come that when you just enter, almost everybody is saying that, hey, Hajia has come. Hajia has come. I said, it's not my fault. Well, didn't you see me greet everybody? Me, I can virtually greet everybody hand by hand, touch everybody before I come and sit down. So I've been very conscious about the relationship and the way I keep it. And I really respect that. And because it has helped me. So it has made me, even young people. I remember there was I had this year 28th June was my birthday. My birthday is 28th June. Then my staff and some of the young youth people that are well, they had a surprise party for me. So when I got to the office, then they now open optional speeches. One young lady said that she just like me because there is no way I will see her and I'll now just come to her and touch her. She just like that. She likes that. Then there was this other grown-up lady, my age mate, who was also there. She said one thing about Hajia is that when you're in a workshop with Hajia, Hajia will make sure that she greets you, touch you. I mean, the way she will even talk to you, sometimes you just cannot see Hajia without laughing. So I have been very deliberate about how kind of relationship and the kind of words I use on people. And that has made me be able to put all those three groups of people together: young people, my age, my class of my peers, and then people even beyond, especially community. A lot of the community women we work with, they are far older women. But when we go there, the moment I get there, everybody, oh, Hajia has come, Hajia has come, Hajia has come. I'm here to see. I was telling somebody that all my life I've never quarreled with somebody. And the person said, how? I say, yes, it's true. And I'm really proud of it. I don't know whether that's what God gave me, but it's not part of me. And I have been very deliberate. Probably it's just the fact that for me, one of my beliefs is that people matter. I don't care which person you are, you matter. You matter to me and you are important to me. At the time I met you, I also believe that the time I'm meeting you because you are the one God wants me to meet at that time. So if I disrespect you, it means I'm disrespecting God. And I really don't want to disrespect God. So the creatures of God are people I always respect, no matter your age. And it has helped
Wow.
me. And I'm not ready to negotiate it for anything.
Wow. Hajia, no wonder you're so great. No wonder, because
Yes,
you're full of wisdom. Full of
yes,
wisdom.
thank you.
We have, like comments already coming in, and these are, fantastic comments. I have Patricia Isel. She goes, Hajia does awesome work with the most marginalized women and young girls, building their agency
Yeah,
to have voice in decision making. Are you cool? And then we
yeah,
have, uh, May Tashtali, also here, also here in the UK, saying amazing work, well done. And I have Betty Oting, all the way also from US. She goes, oh yes, family is everything. Keep sending your comments. And I've got one from Edith Morrison, also in London, also saying beautiful. Hajia, you've got so many comments.
thank
So from
you.
it says, hi Hajia, nice to watch you. So please keep on sending your comments, and I'll be so happy. And also your questions. If you have any questions for Hajia, Hajia will be so happy to answer them for you. Just like I said, on this platform is all about education. It's all about empowering. And as you all know, this program is also discerning. Yeah. Hajia, what is the most successful part of your journey as an ambassador for change?
Yes, I think I like this question. As an ambassador for change, successfully, I have been very, very selective in what I do. And one key things I have done, which I'm very proud of, is for the past 10 years, I have been working very hard for communities to access safe water, especially for the rural woman. Because I believe that water is very strategic and practical for women. If we want women, we give a lot of capacity building training for women. And you expect that that training translates into results. Now, if you have situation where women spend more time for unpaid care job, including access to water, then you are looking at a situation where if averagely a woman is supposed to fetch water for a household of 8 people and is going to use like 3-4 hours to do that in a day. So that means that within that period, which that productive time is gone, so whatever skills and knowledge you have transferred to that woman may not be able to be useful to the woman. So successful will be able to get a lot of partners to support us to help women access wash services. That's water, sanitation, and hygiene, which is very important because they go together. That if you get women to have safe water, you would have been saving them a lot of time that can be useful. Then also as a person, I've been saying that young people, I can say that for the past 3 years, given the work I have done, the engagement I've done with young people, the summits I've organized for young people, the coaching sessions I've organized for young people. As at the last month, I decided to go through by numbers all the sessions I have done, and I've reaching over 5,500 youth, females that I have engaged, directly talking to them.
Well done, Hajia.
Directly talking to them and changing them, providing them hope, providing them correct and right opportunities for them to be able to transform their lives. Directly, just picking the numbers, the young people. And then also what is good is that for the whole of this year, I've gotten a situation where a lot of young male groups are also coming up and they feel that they also must be talked to. And then on my list of young, yeah,
I am coming there because this
yes,
thing that
on the list of yeah, on the list of my young people that I have reached, I think I'm having over 1,000 to 1,200 young youth people that directly to I have been able to engage, just trying to get them to also see what they can do to support the female group. Now, the other important thing we have done is as we do all this, we have development partners that are supporting. For the past 2 years, 4 years, we've been working with World Vision on this End Child Marriage campaign. And that campaign has made us to talk to over 1,000 traditional authorities coming from different communities, right, trying to raise their awareness on the need for them to take responsibility for managing the young girls and looking at norms that support these young girls being given out for marriage. And in the process, we'll be able to make sure that some changes has happened and then at the community level. And then some of the community are be able to put on place action plans that we are supporting to monitor to make sure that the girls are safe and then they are able to also get back to school. Then also last 2 years, last year, we'll be working with plan on what we call Women's Leadership for Action and Development. And then under that one, the idea is to make sure that we are increasing women's voice and leadership agency. Very important. So we have formed about 40 groups of women in economic opportunity. We are introducing them to savings and loans, and then also we'll be able to link them up to the NBS and business advisory services to introduce them to other economic opportunities that bring additional resources to them. And you also know that For the school level, what we decided to do, we realized that as part of the gap, we realized that there's so much gap on in terms of the
Yeah.
career opportunities for females. So we set out what we call the Female Leadership Academy for 3 months consistently, which we are looking for resources to actually roll more on. We roll on we roll on 120 young university graduates. And
Wow.
my sister, I can tell you, if I send you videos of the day we were passing these girls out, they were talking and crying of
Oh,
the opportunities that these 3 months has given them. How these 3 months of mentoring, of coaching, of direct mentees we have given them, mentors we have given them, have transformed their thinking, has opened up their horizon in terms of looking at the opportunities. Just 3 months of putting these young girls together, providing them consistent guidance as to what they need to
wow.
do,
Wow.
and that has changed them. We gave them certificate. There's a lot of evidence to show, to the extent that some of them have even gone beyond forming other groups and supporting them again. So on the ground, concretely, we have a lot of success stories that we are doing. Then the same under some of our young leadership program, we went to secondary, the basic school, that's the upper, the JHS, and then we found what we call he for she. So the idea is to see how can we get this the male groups in the school to be gender champions. So we got them. So we have them in 10 schools, average of 25 per school. So that gives us up to 250 young uh, GHS boys that we are also coaching. We are providing them training on what it means to be a gender champion. So that at the end of the day, the idea is for them to lead discussions at their community level and then also at the school level, and also recite the gender roles that we are trying to see how they can support to change at their own level as young people, that so that they see themselves as also learning for their own
Yeah.
future. So basically, that's what we've been doing. And then for the girls too, we have the leadership clubs that we are forming in the school. The idea is that we believe that for a girl to grow to be interested in leadership, he should have cultivated it from beginning. So for us, we've been telling our girls that even class prefect matter to us. It's a a position. Take it, learn from it, and grow with it. So in each of the 10 schools that we work with Plan Ghana, we have this leadership, female leadership clubs that we have formed, and these girls are The girls are in those clubs, and we are training them on leadership and encouraging them to pick a lot of the positions and learn from it and grow with it, increase their interest. And we know, because there's evidence, a lot of these are politicians. They are politicians right from right from their school level. They've
Yeah.
held position and learned from it and learned from it and learn, grew with it. So we are bringing those theories down to the people, and I'm sure so far it's working very well. Just last week, we were in one of the, no, was it last week? I think that was Wednesday. I was in one of the girls' secondary school, and then the children were reading their manifesto to go in
Wow.
for who prefers, and then this thing. So we are building on it, and then gradually we shall get there. Then on the
Honest.
savings, women and access to credit is very important because of issue of collateral, a lot of demands from banks, a lot of
Possibility.
lack of access for women. They are not able to have this. So we are doing this village savings and loan. And then for now, the groups we have, I think if you put all the groups together, I think in a year they can raise up to over $100,000.
Wow.
Yes, and they
Wow.
share among themselves to be able to plow back into their businesses. So we are doing so much, and the demand is increasing because people see what we do, and then young people come. Sometimes what is also good, which we have always been looking for opportunity to expand, is the fact that more young people are putting themselves together to be useful to society, because everywhere I go and talk, I always encourage young people that the future of work is you.
It's you.
because the dynamics are changing. The future of work is now how kind you are, the what kind of relationship you are building, what networks are you ready for, what sacrifices are you ready to do. So if you don't see yourself like that, and the kind of groups and networks you have formed, so it's making a lot of young people reorganize their lives and they're forming groups every time they are coming, inviting us to help them restructure their lives and their family. They come, they help us to restructure, and as we restructure, we will need some startup, small resources to help them to be meetings until they start, they're able to, from formation to stability level. So basically, those are the challenges that we are having, but we are on and doing small. I know by God's grace. And as people are viewing us and see what we can do, whatever opportunities and small support, putting it together, we all have been building a better generation for all of us.
Wow.
Yep.
Hajia, I mean, from what you've just said, I've got two questions, out of your success stories. I've got two questions, out of it, for you. How say, I mean, sorry, sorry about that. What are some of the challenges that women face that prevents them from taking leadership roles in the society? And also, two, you are an advocate for girl not bride.
Yeah, girls not bride there.
This area is a very, very, gray area. I mean, we see, the international community, talking against it. It's not right for young girls, to be given in hand in marriage. But, in that part of our world, we, due to poverty and also due to ignorance, we see our young girls being given in hand in marriage at that very, very young age. And it's so embedded in our culture that, like in certain places, when you try to counter that, they come for you, your life is in danger. When you were advocating for this girl, no bride, what was going through your mind? Or what motivated you to be an advocate for change in that area? Because I'm thinking, like in some parts of the world, we've had so many dangerous, cases where women or even men who have actually stood against this discussion, they've come after them. So in your case, are you not scared? And if you are not, what motivated you to be a voice against such practices?
Yeah, thank you. Good questions. You asked two questions. The other one has to do with what challenges women face that is affecting their leadership role.
Yeah.
For all the experience we have, yes, for the experience we have on the ground, if I want to just say a common, all other reasons people are giving are there, but for me, the most important one is economic.
Okay.
I just say economy because from the grounds, even at the community level where we say women, there are women that are making decisions. Those women that are in that leadership decision, they are economically powerful. So women who can, that's why we always will look for economic justice for women, improving women having economic opportunities. When that happens, so they can just transform the other leadership, the other roles will take place, their place. Because there's evidence that even as that they always say that in a system where you have sisters, you have brothers, if the woman has some money to, when there's family decision, they will call you into that meeting. Because when it's contribution, you will make some. So they will call you. So it's basically about resources. And this time, position is such that you have to use force to collect power and decision making. It's force. Nobody will dash it out of you. And you have to basically, like you are buying it, you have to use resources to get it. And then it's a problem. So besides the illiteracy level of our people, that is making a lot of the women poor. Because people are illiterate there, so it limits their income opportunities to be able to get more money, to be able to go into decision-making power. So all these things put together affect the woman's ability to be heard. Even where we insist that for inclusive purposes, where you're making decisions, the women should be there. You get them there, but the voices become noise. They will just be there by numbers, but whatever they say, it becomes noise because nobody will record that as an issue. But the woman that has economic power as well as the political power there, when the person talk, they will take it. So it's important that we build the economic base of our women, empower them economically through that level, and then introduce them to more opportunities to earn income. And then when that's happened, then we now build their confidence capacity level to be able to engage. They will provide them some exposure. Then when that happens, they will provide them the platform to make mistakes and learn. Yeah, sometimes that's why for me, I also believe in representation. Just put the person there, let them make the mistake. They will learn, they will grow. They will
Wow.
get the
Wow.
numbers. But if we don't do that, their competence is important, but we can always build people's competence. People can always learn everything
Mm.
if they get the opportunity. I don't think that a lot of women will like embarrassment. So if I'm placed in a place when I realize that if I don't learn every time I go, they ask me question, I can't answer every time. I won't like that. So I'll be forced to learn.
Mm.
So I will improve. Next time I will improve. You put me again before you realize I've also become the expert there. The men don't know all before they go in. But they make the errors. They don't care who laughs at them. Then they grow. Then they become experts.
Mm.
You get it. So we just need to start reducing improving the confidence level of women. The women that are in the political decision making power. If you look at them, we call them they are like very strong hardened women. They don't care what somebody says about them.
Mm.
Yes. So they are in there. They are also behaving like the character of the man. And they are pushing and pushing to the extent that they now become stabilized. They can now stabilize to be able to match
Wow.
and make the decision there. If not, we will always give reason why women cannot be in the power of in that table. But that is a table where resources are shared, and we need to be on that table. And when
I
we
just
are on that
your
table,
spirit. I just like your spirit. I just like your
yes,
spirit. Me.
yes. And on that table, we need to be heard. And you can only be heard if you are prepared. If you are not prepared, you can be on that table. All you will say will be noise. But you need to prepare behind before you join that table. You need to have the right information, the right argument, the right message.
Wow.
The facts and figures should be right, such that when other people are talking, you are waiting. Then when you release your facts and figures, people will buy into it, and that becomes the order of the day. So you prepare and then you go, you will definitely be heard. You will make the decision. So the other challenge we face in that area of preparation to go probably for me is, the woman and the man have basically the same 8 hours for working time. The woman probably spend part of that 8 hours to do unpaid care job. You get it. So,
Yeah.
but the man probably does can use all the 8 hours to do research. So he can get more information than you. You get it. So that is why, as a woman, when you are going into this kind of decision making, you need to spread your opportunities and make sure that you are bringing in more people. Spend on them to get you the facts and figures so that you also go in, so that you don't use your other limitation to weaken you. Nobody should weaken you. You should prepare and go there. Give your facts the way they will give their facts. Yes. And then you will all go on. That's very important to do. And I think that when you do that, we will get it right. Yeah. It's a gradual process and we are making inroad. Even though the issue is like one step forward, three steps backwards. But we will get there. We just we need that strong spirit together. So that is it for the women and leadership. Now the other challenge that you were asking was on
Girl,
the
not
the
right.
the ending child marriage
Yeah.
issue, isn't it?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
You know that is a serious violence against the girl child. It's violence in every definition. Where a girl that for the rest of her life staying with somebody has no choice to make whether I want to stay with the person or not. And there's so much assumption for us that people make and just push girls into that thing. It is true that by figures that are there, few girls also find themselves by choice to do that. The majority are not by choice. And like you rightly said, it's a very complex thing. You do it with a lot of risks. You do it with a lot more risk because sometimes marriage is not the two people you are looking at.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's more than the two people.
Yeah.
Sometimes you are not even seeing some of the faces behind the marriage that is being contracted. Yeah, you are just seeing the girl, the boy, you are seeing the father or the girl, the mother of the girl. But sometimes behind those four are more people that are pushing it. And that is where the complexity, and that is also where the risk is. And you see, it's riskier because you don't know them.
Yeah.
If you know them, you can engage. Then you can, when they are passing and you are passing, you can hide because you know them. But these are instances you don't even know who you are dealing with. So it's really a risky thing. So what we do is to make sure that you do this with examples of what will not work, why the girl will suffer.
Okay.
And sometimes you personalize the thing to the person. So there are a lot more things that we do to make sure that we are reducing the risks. And so you look within the system and study the environment well, then you enter. You don't just rush into areas that, because if you die, the problem will be bigger. It's better to be alive, to be doing it small, small. And as they are doing small, small, gradually, you'll be reducing the numbers than if you go and rush into a system, then they just finish you go. No, so we are very careful in entering into it. We do a lot of tact, a lot of consultation, a lot more reasoning to be able to go into this thing. Because for us, the fear is the people we don't even know. We don't know the people behind this thing. So what we do also is a lot of the engagement is looking for more example of girls that probably have not succeeded in this kind of push. So it becomes evidence-based. Then you can have examples to give. I remember I was facilitating one child marriage session in one district, and then when we finished, one of the traditional leader there was very angry why we are saying this, because look at this woman, and that was a forum that had about 3 other elderly women there as the magaziers, our community traditional women leaders. And I look at them, they are very happy sitting there. Why are you people trying to make sure that this is? So I said, no, I'm not saying that it should stop. But the issue is about the fact that you're assuming that these women have been in the marriage because they've been staying in that marriage for 30 years. You think they are happy. That is a big assumption you have given. Then I told her, do you know that there are women that for 40, 30, 40 years of their marriage, they have never smiled? They have never smiled. Because one, they were forced into the marriage. This is a marriage that they themselves didn't like. Probably sometimes the boy, even they are pushing you to marry, don't even like you also. But you are forced to, they have pushed you to marry. So you are there, and then the boy goes to bring the one he likes. So you are just there. You and the man have no communication, but you are just there. You just cannot leave the marriage. So you can be in a marriage of 20, 25 years. You don't even know what it means to smile. All they do to you, shouting, but all you do is to be delivering their children. And that has an impact on the quality of training you are doing in the home. So when you give these kind of examples, and you now bring down to the fact that now they tell us that, oh, they are not giving out their children for marriage. It's the girls, they'll go and get pregnant. When you get pregnant, we have to push you to marry because you cannot come in. So we said, fine. What if it was a mistake? Because this time, the boys, they dragged the girls. So what if your daughter was dragged? And in the first round, the girl got pregnant. This is not a boy who wanted to marry such a girl. Already, he just wanted to play with the girl, and the girl gets pregnant. Then you force the girl to marry. Every day, this girl is being beaten in the house there. Even food to eat with the pregnancy is a problem. Have you thought about that? Nobody engages the girls when they are pregnant. You say because of embarrassment, they'll just organize you, go and throw you away. When they asked some man, the man sat down, the man almost was crying because I'm sure that I think he had a case like that. When I asked him that, you were complaining that your child got pregnant, so why will I leave her there? She embarrassed me. I said, fine. What of if the girl was raped? So I think that it happened. Finally, he realized that the girl was not didn't intentionally go to get pregnant. It was just something that happened, went to a friend together, and then they just went to, he didn't even know that they dragged her. Then pregnancy came. You see, so apparently when I was saying that the man now confessed that actually it's true, sometimes they also make mistake. Then they push girls and the girls go there and for a long time the girls don't know happiness. So it's a risky thing, but we are always finding our way out with the hope that God is on our side. And also with the hope that we basically understand the system that is a risky thing. So we don't start with threats. That you start by engaging, providing more information to the people that are concerned. So that people don't have information as to the implication of what they want to do. So when you provide more information and you let them know that this girl, you say the girl is not going to school again, she has refused to go to school, they say that's true, he's not going to school, but the girl can learn other options. There are other economic options so that the girl goes into the marriage better prepared economically, psychologically, physically, in terms of appearance. And age difference will not be so much that she cannot even converse with her husband. And that's happened to a lot of the girls that they give us for marriage. Sometimes the age difference between them and the husband is so wide. The man sees the girl as a daughter. The daughter sees the man as a father. So the father is always shouting at the girl that is supposed to be calling wife. And in some instances, the other part is that the girl becomes worse when the girl is added to other wives.
Wow.
Now, this is a small girl. Probably the senior wife that they is going to add is like the mother's age. So the woman is going to be treating her as the daughter, giving orders. Meanwhile, you put our married together. You get it. So it's a very complex situation that we find ourselves. But we are always ready to, those you hear about, you engage them, and some of them are able to leave it and let the child finish school.
Wow.
Those you don't hear, that one usually you have nothing to do than when you now hear that it has happened, you just go and make sure that wherever she has gone, she gets some handiwork to do to be able to survive. So basically, that's how we are managing them. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. Hajia, now that education of the girl child is fast catching up with people in the grassroots, especially with the introduction of the free SHS.
Yeah.
Yeah, now. And I also believe that there are a lot more people who still believe that a woman's place is still in the kitchen and also maybe to raise children, like including women themselves, people that you mentor or people that you might want to mentor, they still, kind of have this kind of mentality. How difficult has it been convincing such parents or families, including young women themselves, to join in your vision to assist them engage in entrepreneurship to have a better life? How have you been able to, convince such women who are still embedded in this traditional beliefs that a woman's place is solely in the kitchen or just solely raising up children?
Yeah, I think that you raise another critical social concern that is an issue. But what is good is that now with a lot of NGO interventions, all these thinkings are eroding. Now, even traditional at the grassroots community level, it's just very few people that think that the woman's role is now solely in the kitchen because of the economic situation. Now people prefer that even whoever is coming in should also come in and support with something. So it's a bit easier to convince somebody to go and learn trade because people have married like that and they are not laughing. They are just really in bad situation. So this time round, to be very frank, it looked easier to be able to convince people. But still, the challenge is that for somebody to go and learn entrepreneurship, who still needs some initial financial support to do that, because they come along with buying tools to be able to go and learn those trades. So we are still on it. That is not an area that we have a lot of resources that we do, but we are always encouraging those that are like that. I even said it earlier that so those that are married out, the only option we now give them is to redirect their attention towards learning entrepreneurship work, and then also learning hand trade apprenticeship to be able to have daily generate daily survival money. So it's important. But what I can say is not to say that it's not difficult, but it's better. It's far far better than before. Now that thinking really is not strong like it used to.
It used to be.
Yeah.
Hajia, I mean, you are so strong. You've been able to, get where you are, based on your strong-minded, fortitude. And to a young girl out there wanting to be like you, what kind of advice would you going to, give her in order to navigate this male-dominated, power structures? What kind of advice can you give to such a young woman?
Yes. And that's what we do. Always trying to let people know that we are not in normal times in terms of the society we find ourselves. Our environment is not supportive of a woman's cause, but the woman can support herself by making the kind of choices and being strong. First, the advice I will give is for the woman to believe that you are yourself first, it's you first, you second, you third before any other person. If you have that thinking, what it means is that every choice you are making is to improve yourself. Yeah, if you believe that everything is about you, because you need to be very resourceful, very empowered, very useful, and all this to yourself first before you can now impact whoever now you are relating with. So if you have this, that will also influence the kind of choices you make. If you believe that you want to improve yourself, then it will determine the kind of relationship you keep, whether boyfriend, husband. It will determine that, because each of wrong choice of any of them affect who you want to be and what you want to be. So it's very important. Now, I also would like to say that people must get education, no matter how. I will advise that education is important. Even if you not get not to the basic senior secondary school, just get it. Also get it because it provides you better opportunities. At least if you get to the senior secondary school, you now have an opportunity to say, oh, I can be a professional nurse, I can be a doctor, I can be. I mean, because that is the secondary. From there, you move to the next ladder. So it's important that our advice that happen. And as it's now have opportunity for free this thing. I would just also want to say that this our work has even brought back some girls back from this migration to come back and go back to school. Yes,
That's
to go
amazing.
back and come
That's
back and
amazing.
then go to the senior secondary school and then this thing.
That's
And
great.
also we've been able to, the government has a policy of back to school. So that even
Yeah.
if you are pregnant and you deliver, so it's also part of the thing that we don't joke with. So every opportunity we let parents know. So that if instead of giving the girl out for marriage because she's pregnant, you can let the girl give birth and go back to any school of the person choice, and then they will admit the person for the person to finish. And then we have instances where two, three of them have done that, and they've gone back to school because we have been able to get example of celebrities that have gotten as giving birth and gone back to school and now become very important. So you use that as a basis that it is possible to do that, which and it is working. So it's so we will always do that as an example for people. We also would like to advise young females that they should look for opportunity for they should use their time well. Using time well means that you should look for friends and networks that will be useful to you.
Yeah.
You should respect your environment and the people that are better for you than you. You should also make sure that you are leveraging on friends and family to move. Yeah, it's important that you leverage, because if you don't have, somebody have, small respect, small improved relationship will let you get what you want. So we provide that kind of advice to young people. And we also importantly tell young people that currently, because if you're a young person and your family is poor, it's not the end of your life. People have just used simple respecting neighbors, providing services for people, serving people, and has helped them to become their future, to meet their future aspirations. If you're a young person and you're closer to a person that need help, you help the person will reciprocate by also helping you out.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's an advice I would like to give, which I always give everywhere I go. And I even tell young people that especially if you are a young person and you are in secondary school, you should learn to go and give back to your community. Giving back to your community means that if you are on vacation and you go back to your village and in the evening you are mobilizing all the children in the village and teaching them, don't you think that when they resume school and you want to go, no matter how poor the community is, somebody will bring you 2 cedi, 3 cedi, buy soap, somebody will bring you garri, somebody will say use this one, 2 bars of kiso. Before you realize you are back to the school and you have all the things that to keep you in the school. So giving back to society, serving the people is what will give you what you want with little effort. So it's very important that as young people, we learn to serve people. I tell people we have served people, we have served our mothers, we have served our mothers' friends, we have served our father's friends, we have served our husband's friends, and we have still not changed. Our name is still Alima. I'm still taught the way I am.
Yeah.
I'm still nice, beautiful. It has not changed me because I've said people. Oh yes.
That's not how
So I
you
get,
are.
oh yes, and I get some favors that I would have paid plenty money to get just because I'm respecting, just because I provide service for free. Me, I can leave Accra. If a young person invite me for program and I'm in Accra, I can take flight and come and do it and go back. So when I need them to do something for me, they also are ready to do it because they feel that they owe. And that's how we give birth to society. So it's very important that as young people, as young females, we should not just see dressing alone as the option. No, there's so much to it. You can always dress with your own money if you just spend these few years you have to build that better future where you make choices, you buy what you want, you eat what you want, you go where you want, and relate how you want because you have the capacity to do that. And nobody will question you.
Wow,
Yes.
that's so powerful.
Yes.
Hajia, just talk us through a few of your charitable stuff that you do, your agencies. Maybe one or two, not all, because I know you've got a lot. But even if it's one, just one, and just
Oh yeah,
if you could.
one of the things that we do is this what we call mentoring talks, like going to schools, talking to young people, forming clubs, engaging them, training them, going to communities, just sacrificing time, mobilizing them, providing them with information. Sometimes we look for government information, like government programs, and send it to communities, tell them that as women, these opportunities are there. This is what you need to have before you can access that. We do all those things. So for me, a lot more of my social responsibility things I do is on the young persons, making sure that the young person is the psyche is straight, is placed in a situation that you can make the decision, move forward with that obstacle, and move forward even with the little resources that the person have, and build on it. I believe in that. I believe in giving back. So all my social responsibility, Sometimes if I go for weddings, I want to talk. And sometimes I'll go for weddings, I just see a lot of people and I just think I should give out information. You get it.
Yeah.
So basically that is what I do, and I think it's catching a lot of fire because people are appreciating that. And I've also been able to make sure that I'm very focused when it comes to who I'm talking to. I don't just give information very because I want to give. I give information based on purpose. I mean, and locational base. I mean, just look at the instance and give the kind of information that will help somebody change. And I'm very sure I pick a lot more also observational behaviors that I use as my example. So when I'm talking, you can relate directly to it and you can change.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, Hajia. I wish we could just go on and on and on.
And
Looking
on.
at your background, it looks like you've always been a leader.
Yeah.
It's so much in you. So how did you reach your level of success, given the sector's, gender gap, especially among leadership?
How did I reach there?
Yes, I mean, have you always been a leader? How did
Yeah.
those
I
qualities?
have been even primary, secondary school, university, and at work. Even if I belong to a group, any group that I joined, they just think that I can provide some leadership, this thing. And it is because I don't take what I cannot do.
Okay.
Yes. All the things that I've taken on is because I believe I can do. There are some positions they give me. I know that if you're going to contradict or make me inefficient, I already told you that efficiency is one of my words. I just don't want to negotiate that. So I take on what I can do, and I've always shown results for positions that they give me. I've always shown results. And I've shown results also because of, like earlier, what I said. I'm able to share roles to people, delegate very well. So at the end of the day, I'll put them together and I'm able to account for it. And then also, I'm very good I easily account for my stewardship. When I take responsibility, I will always give you accounts of what I have done. And accountability is very important.
Wow.
It's very important to account for whatever you have been given. If people trust you, just open up. If there are challenges, they will see. If there are also opportunities, you let them know. And I also, my leadership role has always been growing because apart from the accountability, I'm also very, very accommodating, and I believe in participatory decision making. So even if I'm the head, I don't make decisions alone. I've never learned to impose decisions on anybody. I don't. Even my staff that I work with, I've always, even if I have my idea and we are in a meeting, I'll keep it, I'll pick everybody's own, then I'll put it together. Then if I realize that the ideas they are bringing is overwhelming my own, I don't even introduce mine. I don't. I will not even introduce my own because introducing my own, sometimes as the leader, the tendency for the others to drop their own, thinking that it's not the best, is high. And also because I believe that they are going to do most of the work. If they bring their idea and we all polish it, and it works out, everybody takes credit for it. They are happy, they are proud. I'm also proud. If it doesn't work too, people take responsibility, we learn from it, and we move on. So one of my thing too is that I don't know how to blame people for failures. I know how to share failure and then we all take some and correct and move on. I don't drag failures like because we have failed, nothing should go on. No, I don't do that. So when you are a leader with this kind of
Mentality.
behavior and practices, people would automatically have confidence in you and trust in what you can do. So whenever you find yourself, they just think that you can lead them. So that's how I have built it from beginning up to now. And this have not failed me, especially the issue of accountability, transparency, and inclusive
Stewardship.
decision making. Yes.
I mean, Ajia, it's, the conversation could go on and on and on and on. But then I just want you to encourage a woman out there who has lost hope. And also, encourage somebody who wants to follow in your footsteps. What do you want to say to that woman or certain women out there? Because from the
Yeah,
comments coming out there, I'll read some,
yes,
but
yes.
they are so, I don't know. I have Jennifer Atimango. She's also in London. And she goes, the girls need good mentors to teach them about marriage. Jennifer says that very educational. Thank you, Ma, for the inspirational invitation. I've also got Jane Arthur, all the way from Canada, also saying, God bless you, Madam Sajito. And Jennifer still says, serving the community definitely makes a huge difference in people's lives. And it goes, excellent people person. That's you. Hajia, and one person says, wow, Ma, leadership all the way. We have a lot of comments coming. I mean, I can't read everybody's comments, but thank you so much, for all the comments coming in. So, Hajia, what kind of words would you want to give out to a woman who has actually lost hope? Oh, one from, Adam Lamatu also says, Hajia, well done. What words do you want to give out to any woman out there who has lost hope? And also, anyone that wants to follow in your footsteps.
Yeah, that's okay. Thank you very much. Women losing hope, I'm not sure about that, but it's also possible. But I just want to encourage women that the destiny of the household that we manage is in our hands. So the moment we lose hope, it means that we are just virtually the community the household will just fall apart. So losing hope should not be an option for any woman. But there are things that the woman will need to do not to lose hope. One of it is to get yourself really, really engaged with opportunities that can generate income. If you have resources, there is no way. We don't need any woman to lose hope because of poor health, because of lack of money. But it's possible, but we just think that it will not be the case. So every woman should see yourself as the engine for the household growth. If you place yourself in that engine, and then you know that without you, and that engine will work if you have oil to be able to be lubricating it. And the oil for us is resources. So we are just saying that every woman, just look around you, see what you can do with your life, and provide the kind of light that the children around you will see and be happy. Women are very important for household transformation. Every woman that is empowered will definitely produce the empowered generation that we are looking for. Every woman that knows what she's about will definitely get results for what she's about. Every woman, as far as I'm concerned, is a resource, and you can translate that resource for community benefit. So I want to say that no woman should give up. There is always hope. We should use our social friendship, our social networks around us positively. And when we do that, and we ourselves are seen as being positive, we will definitely attract positive friends that will help us to give out our best. We don't need to give up now. Giving up means that we are giving up on our children, especially the girl child. From where we come from, if you're a girl child, your father just think that you are responsibility for your mother. So if you are the mother and you give up, it means that the girl children you are having are already off. And we don't need that now. We don't need that now because the more we give up, the more gender-based violence increase. And with gender-based violence increasing, it also means that we are just collapsing our households. We don't need that. Today I was in a forum, a conference I was talking, and I was telling them we are just talking, 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 talking. But the gender-based violence is increasing. We are in the 16 days of activism. Everybody matter. Everybody's contribution matter. Everybody's words of encouragement matter. Everybody supporting a girl closer to you matter. Everybody preventing somebody from slapping or shouting at a woman matter. So for us, every small action is a small actions that support and build the confidence of the woman in the house, that support and build the confidence of the girl in the house. And with confidence, every woman can make it. There is no woman who is down. There is no woman like that. I've yet to come across a woman. Our resilience level is so strong to the extent that wherever you put us, we will come out stronger. And I think that women need to recognize this. And when they recognize this and we use women support systems, we will definitely make it. We will transform our households. We will reduce gender based violence. We will get money. And when we get money, the men will not be slapping us. We'll get money. Nobody will give out your girl child for marrying without you even being part of that decision making table, because they are giving them out and they are not even consulting you as the mother. But when they know you have money, they will consult you. So we need women to get money. We need policies to support women to be useful. We need policies that will reduce violence against women. We need policies that will bite. We need policies that are not neutral, but they are targeting women and supporting them with transformative interventions. We are not looking for just off on, we are looking for sustained transformative interventions for women. If we want to change our economy, if we want to achieve SDGs, we must be very conscious of women. We must be very conscious of empowering the girl child. We must be very conscious and strategic, as well as be intentional about reducing gender-based violence. And when that happens, we will all achieve. Thank you.
Hajia, I am so humbled. Unfortunately for saying that I love the determination and confidence she delivers. And when I've got Naomi Keane all the way from London also says we are not giving up. And I've got Elaine also say thank you so much for this inspiration. And Jennifer continues to say is that having the mindset of a winner and creating room for success. Wow. Women empowerment interventions. Hajia, you've said everything. You've said everything. And I'm blown away by
Oh, I see.
wisdom and everything. We have the comments are many. I can't read everyone's comment. I can't. So thank you so much. But I've got Naomi saying this is great. Someone sent me this question, and it would be so unfair if I don't. This is the last question. He goes, I have had a quite number of women complaining to me that women. Okay. Sorry. Let me read this again. I have had a quite number of women complaining to me, and also had personal experience where we have reached out to your colleagues or your colleague women in your line of duty who are tagged as models or advocates of women and girls empowerment for one help or the other, but were completely ignored, to our much disappointment. So a lot of people have this perception that when women rise to the top, they selfishly would not want to use their expertise and experiences to assist other women to rise or succeed. How do you respond to that?
How do I respond to this long question,
Yes.
but very practical? Because I'm sure this person would have been saying this from a practical experience. Yes. Yeah. So I cannot fault the person for on saying that. But you see, it depends on sometimes the approach and the areas of support probably you are asking the person. I'll be wondering why a woman that we are all complaining that the space there is very small for us. Then you have reached there, and then you'll be wondering why you should not get more women there. I'll be wondering anyway, but I cannot hold brief for people. It's possible, but I really think that it is a mindset that we all are working to change, and we will change it. It will get there. So that's why we are also trying to say that the next generation of women, if this is how they are tagging us, we need to work to make sure that they don't get those tags. they become different, and then they work and make sure that we are in Tamale here in the northern region. That where I am. I just saw a comment from one of my colleagues, Hajia Alima to Adams. You read it.
Yeah.
We've been supporting each other. We've been always been supporting each other. All the women rights organizations that I know in Ghana, when there's opportunity, they're able to create linkages. Sometimes you leverage on others. Each of us have potentials to be able to move. When there's a funding opportunities, we say no, we have to. Some of them will go to the extent that if you go somewhere and there's a boardroom opportunity, you can call somebody. I mean, so we are there and supporting each other to go. But it's also possible that others may not like to, but we are as much trying, and we think that we are a good example to show that it doesn't always work like that. There was always exception, and we are ready for that. We have not yet seen opportunity that we have not supported each other, unless it's yet to come. But we are trying. We will make sure that this does not become the norm, and we are very particular about it and making sure that it doesn't happen. Yeah.
Wow, Hajia, thank you so much. Thank you viewers out there for tuning in for all this while, for staying on till this time to listen to our beautiful mother, our beautiful big sister, and our beautiful auntie, who has really impacted so much knowledge tonight. And Hajia, I wish we could talk and talk because there's so much in you, but because of time.
Yes, yes,
So
yes, yes.
because I know you don't have too much time on your hands, so I'll just leave you for tonight. But I know that maybe another time, you might come back and talk to us maybe on maybe
Another
other
thing.
issues. Yes,
That's true.
yeah.
That's
So
true. Yeah.
I would like to say that empowering women starts with you. Show your support for women around you by showing them that they matter and reminding them of their strength, changing the narrative for women, and seeing real change is a team effort. So I would just urge any woman out there, let us support ourselves. Let us build each other up. And together we will win this gender-based fight. So for tonight, thank you for tuning in once again onto the Inside View. And I know you've been impacted. I know you've been empowered because I am full tonight. And I know you've also been full. But, Haji has emptied a little bit of his knowledge. So, Haji, I will leave you to rest. And so thank you. I'd like to say thank you to Baba for releasing you to help us. So thank you so much, Honourable, wherever you are. We say thank you. And also thank you so much to your family for releasing you.
They will hear.
A blessing.
Yeah, they will hear. Thank you very much also for the opportunity and the exposure you have given me. I'm hoping that with all the challenges we have faced, other people will come and see that no, we can scale up a lot of the gains we have made. So you can be our fundraiser in London and see what you can do for us to scale up some of the things we do. Yes.
I'm sorry. I should have actually given that out. If anybody wants to support what you are doing, do you have any number? Do you have any link that maybe they can maybe go? I don't know. I mean, if anybody wants to reach out to you, how can they reach out to you?
Yes, yeah. For now, I don't know whether your page, the thing you do, will give you the details on Facebook page. One can follow us and see the activities we are doing. Then you can be able to also support in any of the areas that we do. Because as an organization, we do wash. We are very important. We do wash. We also do environmental protection with our women. We do women economic empowerment, which is very important. That include the trainings for alternative livelihoods and all those things. And then we also do another important thing which has to do with agric. Because for us, where we are operational, a lot of the women, their livelihood is on agric. So we are looking for resources for climate change alternatives, smart, so that we can train women on smart farming, can train them on a lot of other options that they can be resilient to farm, to the climate change. So these are some of the things. So we can make our profile available. Then you look at it, and then some of the areas and how to reach us.
Okay, Hajia, before we go, maybe we'll have another session where you can just come and just maybe, talk about the agric area of it, so that people can
That's
donate.
important. Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
please. Yes, sir.
Yes,
So that
yes, yes,
like people
yes,
can
yes.
donate.
In fact,
to
do that
your-
fast. Oh.
I will. I promise you. I promise you. Yes, I promise you.
Yeah, because the agric side is really very important. Where we'll be looking at agriculture and this climate change things, and then how it's
Yes.
impacting, because it's also causing a lot more violence, because it's making more women poorer. And as women get poorer, domestic violence increase.
Yes.
They go together. And so we need to be able to ensure that the livelihood of the woman, which is farming, is strengthened, is enhanced, and is improved, even in the midst of climate change, so that they can earn some income. I'll be really very glad if I get the opportunity
Oh
to
yes.
tell
Oh yes.
the whole world what we do in agric and what the gaps are and how they can help fill them for us. Thank you very
That's
much.
fine. That's fine.
I
That's
want to
fine.
also thank the Beer Magazine. Our friend, Mama Joyce. Wherever you are, I'm greeting you. Ben, I'm greeting you. I'm greeting everybody, my staff, my husband, my family, everybody, and all the viewers. And Ajal, I'm not too, and other my CSO colleagues who have
Wow.
joined.
Wow.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
So Hajia, you'll be coming back. Don't worry. And then we'll
Thank
give you that
you.
platform.
Yeah,
We'll give you that platform
Andy.
to talk about that. Okay. So on that note, good night, and thank you so much
Thank
again.
you.